Welcome to Dark Domain. I'm your host, the Dark One. So I finished Halloween Ends tonight. Now, when I did first watch it, I watched it halfway through, and I was like, "What the hell's going on?" Once watching it fully through, it actually kind of makes sense. And if this is Jamie Lee Curtis, great actress, if this is the end of her story of Halloween, I think it ends on a perfect note. Now, I'm going to try to do this without getting out spoilers. I'm going to do it like rough. So, this is not a rant. This is my rundown. So, the first half of the movie, I was like, "Where's our main man? Where the hell's Michael Myers? Come on!" You're gonna say Halloween Ends. I want to see the end of Michael Myers. Come on, what are you doing? Like a full-on battle between these two. That's what I want to see. So I didn't see it in the first 30 minutes. So I was like, oh, did the director just effed it up? No, he didn't. And actually, once you get past it and everything starts to go full wishing, I'm like, all right, I kind of do like it. I I I mean, the first half makes you be like, what are you doing? Like, for those who are fans of horror, or especially Michael Myers, I was like, all right, I can see where you'd be like, what the hell is this? But once I fully watched it through, I did understand. Um, I guess for what he did, the story arc of those trilogies or whatever it is I did understand it, and then I was like, you know what? That kind of does make sense. And it kind of gives it a nuance of that psychosis or metamorphosis of, like, we always had Michael Myers, and I'm going to use right now, like, Jason, Freddy. Like, we have these people. Uh, but could their mythos or mythology of who they are transfer to other people? Like, so, the one good thing that makes Michael Myers what he is not that he's evil. Well, yeah, no, no. Actually, it is. I'm sorry. That was my fault. I over on that one. It's Michael Myers is he's just evil. Whether what happens and how many adaptations that they tells, like, his backstory is, he thinks evil, which means that evil gives him strength. So, I think with the Jamie Lee Curtis thing, he had the Jamie Lee Curtis storyline. I mean, I could be wrong, and I'm glad it's not gonna figure out if I'm wrong, and I'm fine. I could discuss with you, but I think with Jamie Lee Curtis, with her storyline and that mythos, is he had a weird connection with her. So I think that was his thing. Like, granted, in other movies he killed a bunch of people. This one, like, when it came to Jamie Lee Curtis as a character, that when it first started, not first started, but when she was introduced and that was a story plot, is he had something that made him always go after her or try to find her or her bloodline. So I feel this story kind of brings out Jamie Lee Curtis's story and make it of why his mythos with her is what it is. So I think it ended well, And I've been talking with a lot of my friends, some that I work with that I do subscribe to. Well, one of them that I subscribe to because we work together. You should follow them. They have a different approach than I do. That's fine. Um, but we talk about stuff because I always say this: we're like giant kids in a big jungle gym, and we're like a bunch of kids, especially where we work. So we're like big kids. So we have fun. But we talk about stuff like movies, TV shows, this and that, and it gives me my opinions on what I will tell you guys, and it goes forth for them. So it's like, in a weird way, like we work together, and it just happens that we bounce around ideas. So I will say this: for the Dark Domain, my rating for this. I mean, I will say this: the first me watching halfway through, I was about to give it a shit rating. Fully watching this movie, I'll tell you this. To finish off with just Jamie Lee Curtis's storyline, and yet again, I'm going to say, she's an amazing actress. Love what she does. In any role that she plays. Like, she's really good. And, like, she could go combat style or just drama. She could play any role. So I'll say for her storyline with Halloween, I'm going to give the Dark Domain rating. I'm going to give it 7.9. It did take a while for us to get to see Michael Myers, but when it did, and then it flushed out the story, because I watched it first time halfway, so I faulted watch it halfway. But when I fully finished it, I want to let you guys know, it's like, I'll give it a good 7.9. It's if you guys are big fans and you watch the other stuff, the other Halloween and then this Halloween, you know what? And it ends her story. That's fine. We talk about at work that a couple years we'll get another Michael Myers, and that's fine. But they got to now, since they did this director did it this way, we have to figure out, because those are classic Halloween guys we have to see. Like, I'm still sitting there seeing like how to do a better Jason. I mean, we all know Jason's original story. It's like, how do you make him be influential now and subtract the fucked up, well, Jason X and Spade? That doesn't make sense, but you know what I'm saying. So I just want to say 7.9. That's the rating in the Dark Domain. Lady Death will keep it in the vault, and we'll know it's like highest rating. The ones that go to shit, I might have to send them to hell. They won't go to purgatory. There's some shows or movies that might go to purgatory, but this one 7.9. It's in the books. It did. I mean, I messed up. I only watched it halfway, but I had to go to bed. But I would say 7.9. It's a good watch. It like the first. I would say the first half. You're like, what the hell does that have to do with? Like, we want those two to go at it. But I'll say this, perfect. And I'm not gonna tell you a spoiler of anything. Watch it. You're probably going to find them if you look it up. But I don't want you. I really want you to. I watched halfway through, but I knew I had to go to bed. But I'll say this. When I fully watched it, I was like, okay, fair enough. 7.9. For those that are following me, I'm going to let you know I'm going to go through the rest of She-Hulk. Some of you might hate it. Some of you have read other things about it. I'm going to say it on my end. Because next week, one good movie coming. Well, I don't know if it's going to be a good movie. We have Black Adam. Secondly, there's another one that's coming out that's, I think, on a streaming platform called Peripheral. Little sci-fi-ish, whatever. I'm going to watch it, let you know. Also, Picard season 3 or 4? Can't remember. So, I have a bunch of... But I'm going to finish She-Hulk. Give you my opinion of it. And I will agree with those critics or whatever is like, oh, it sucks, blah, blah. I was like, the whole thing literally told you it was a comedy. Maybe a shitty comedy. And like I said, I got my Marvel and DC rants that I go back and forth with them, and I shit on both of them. But I will say this. What you see, don't take it as Marvel's destroying one aspect of a character. And I will say this. For those that have never read a comic book, She-Hulk is fucking badass. It's just she doesn't put herself out there like the Hulk does. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to end. Halloween ends 7.9. It took me a while. I was about to be one of those random critics, but it's good. Please subscribe on my YouTube page. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and if you follow me and put your opinions out there, I will do movie nights, TV show nights, and special events on a site. I'll give you the link. If we hit a certain mark, please follow. And like I said, let's make the Dark Domain community a fun place that we all could hang out. For Halloween ends, his face is burned from the last one. Melted to his head. Gross. 7.9. Let's go. Let's do this. The Dark One. The Lord of all the darkness. I'm out. And I'll hit you up later on and drop you more videos.